We'll ask Coach Izzo now with 600 career wins to make an opening statement and then go to your questions. Coach?
You must have saw my billboard mooch over there, right? Yeah. You know, I appreciate it. They asked me what that means, and I said it means two things. You're getting old, and you're 600 shy of Mike Krzyzewski and Jim Boeheim. So it keeps you humble and makes you realize you haven't accomplished that much yet. But, you know, I really got to give Ohio State a lot of credit. These are tough games when you come in, and that second game for them and the first game for us, I think is a big advantage for that team. I've thought that all along, you know. Maybe I've thought that because I think we've played we've had a bye just about every time we've been in this tournament. And Ohio State, with a young team, played awfully hard. I did not think we had the energy and the focus and the passion that was needed, which falls on me. And I was disappointed with that throughout the game. We got some situations that, you know, Cassius has been a little laid up since the Michigan game, so everybody's wondering why I took him out. It was, you know, some bad play, but more because of what he's gone through. He hadn't practiced Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and Kyle Arns, you know, gave me everything he could, but he just kind of laid it on the line at the end, and finally he was in trouble. And then Foster Loyer came in and made some big plays. And to his credit, they were big plays. To Cassius Winston's credit, one of the things you observe as a coach and you kind of try to find out the pulse of your team, he was his biggest cheerleader. And one time he even told me to leave him in. And that shows you a little bit of the quality of kid Cassius is. And, you know, it was probably the right thing, too, because we were able to rest some guys. But our three main guys, Kenny and Cash and X, really struggled early. But we found a way, and the name of this game is to find a way. You know, we turned it over 8 or 9 times first half, again, only 2 the second half. I think that proves my point that why should you need a halftime to refocus? But sometimes till Nike puts phones on our belt so I can text my guys, I guess I'm going to have to live with that.
Questions? Start right here on the aisle.
Coach, first off, congrats on 600.
Thanks.
State high school finals are going on in your building, and the way Foster lit it up tonight kind of reminded me of last year. Talk about that. You have any flashbacks out there seeing Foster and his performance tonight?
It wasn't the state finals. I watched Foster for 3 years do that. You know, he averaged 40 in the state tournament, so that was good. But I will put in an advertisement for Mooch and I. I'm wearing this gold and black shirt today, or sport coat, because you from Iron Mountain, you're wearing one too. The Mountaineers are playing in the finals tomorrow. So you talk about something exciting. Steve and I, our hometown team, not even did he and I make it down that far to the finals back in the day. But so my gold and black is in honor of them. And Foster, maybe it's March time for him. Maybe that's what he figured, because I think he averaged 40 a game in both those games. And he looked so smooth and comfortable tonight, and definitely saved us in the first half.
Additional questions? Go in the back there on the aisle.
Over the many years that you've been coaching here, have you noticed any kind of commonalities between how your team has performed in this tournament, translating to the big dance?
No, that's the nice thing about me. You know, I'm kind of universal. I've, you know, been to the big dance as a 1 seed and got beat the first game, and I've been to the big dance as a 7 seed and gone to a Final Four. So I'm kind of flexible. We've won this thing, and as the number 1 seed, we lost the opening game. I haven't. I think it's always harder on the higher seeds, but it's good. You know, I mean, the tournament's good because it gives you a chance to talk about one and done. It's the uniqueness of our jobs, different than the NBA, a lot like the NFL, but the other 3 sports, it's always best of whatever. And when it's best of whatever, you always got a safety net. When it's one and done, You know, that's why I called the timeout at the end. You gotta explain to the guys, you know, you can do this, but every time you do it now, you're going to be going home. And freshmen don't understand that. You know, even sometimes upperclassmen don't, even if they've been through it. You know, I've been through it so many times that I at least understand it. Now, I can't do anything about it all the time, but I at least understand it. So I don't know. You know, I think it's important that you're playing better in this. But, you know, they informed me in '99 we went to a Final Four. Northwestern wasn't very good then, unlike now, and they, you know, we blew them out by 2, and, you know, I mean, we went on to win the Big Ten championship and get to a Final Four. So, I don't know. I'm not a big. I don't believe in, you know, why does what happened 10 years ago have anything to do, you know, when I see those stats that so-and-so hasn't beaten so-and-so since 1911, you know, well, half those guys are dead, so what does it matter, you know? I mean, I don't think they're doing anything to solve it. It's the day-to-day stuff, and our guys need to learn some things today, and yet they grew up in the second half. They did some better things. We had some freshmen. We had 2 freshmen that scored 20-some points, and we weren't led by Cassius Winston. We weren't led by, you know, Nick Ward. We weren't led by Kenny Goins, and I got a feeling that if I look back on the year, those guys led us 99% of the time, so I feel good about the future.
Stay here on the aisle in the front.
Coach, you guys play so well without Nick, and I know you want to get him back on the floor, but what kind of challenges do you have to get him on the floor and not disrupt the flow you've had the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is hard. You know, it's because I think we really need Nick. You know, I thought Nick did a phenomenal job considering he hasn't touched much. He hasn't practiced 2 times since in 3.5 weeks. And, you know, I think that's a big deal. And I thought he played pretty much within himself. You know, got enough minutes where we got him some time. But, you know, where did he go? Did he go 3 for 4? A couple of rebounds, 8 points, 15 minutes. That's a great start. You know, I think we'll be able to build on that. But, you know, when people, you know, early in the year, people said, you know, you might be better than you were last year with 2 lottery picks. Those people are insane. And, you know, these same people that are, you know, you're better, you know, we played better. I mean, we played good. I mean, I can see why the eye test sees that, but we need a lot more flexibility and you know, there's going to be fouls, there's going to be problems. Getting Nick Ward back, I think, is very critical to us marching forward.
Additional questions? Got here in front.
Coach, bench points big today, 24 bench points, and you know, you said if we're going to win this thing, we're going to need some bodies to step up. They stepped up today.
Yeah, I thought they did. You know, I thought one of the things, you know, we came with is we had to get some bench points, and I didn't think we'd get that many off Foster. We thought we had to not turn the ball over, and we had 8 the first half, and we thought we had to rebound better, and we were, I think, down in that. So we made progress in all those areas. Our bench did a better job. I still think we can get more out of Gabe. We can get more out of Nick. Our rebounding improved a little bit the second half. Our turnovers improved a lot, you know. And, you know, part of Cassius's early was he just wasn't moving real good. So, and I think, you know, I'll tell you something, he's done a heck of a job with Ohio State. He's, you know, they got a young team, and, you know, even though their guy wasn't hurt, he was out for 3 games. And, you know, Weston's a hell of a player, but I think some of those freshmen are improving. And they're definitely going to be a tournament team that, you know, I think brings something to the table with Wesson in there that can help. As I still think, you know, as I promote our league, I still think Indiana's a tournament team, you know, and that's speaking from experience of getting beat and how they play. You know, yesterday was a struggle for them, but in general, this league has been unbelievable this year.
Got time for one more. We'll go back on the aisle.
Having achieved 600 wins, what would be the advice you'd give to young coaches going into the game to achieve that kind of success?
find an AD and a president that's willing to stick with you when you start out 4-5 in your third year and everybody in the world wanted to fire you. That'd be one thing I'd do. But you know what I'd do? I'd get a good staff. I'd get good players. Better players make you a better coach. And when you get good players, you know, I ran into Denzel coming off, you know, and I just think all the things he did for me, you know. I had to remind Gabe in the locker room because I wasn't real happy with Gabe today on some things. But, you know, Denzel had 3 points his freshman year, I think, 4. That's what he averaged, you know. He ends up a lottery pick, you know. There's a process. That's what I tell young guys. There's a process. Stick to the process. Don't try to – we got a lot of guys out there trying to shortcut it right now. And some of them are going to pay for it. And so don't let the pressure get to you. Just stick with the process. Stick with what you believe in. And hopefully get hired by the right people. You know, I think this hired to be fired thing we're in right now is a little crazy. If, you know, if you're going to build culture, you can't change a program till you build your culture. And culture is not something you build in 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years if you want to build it the right way. And so I tell those guys to follow Mike Krzyzewski and Jim Boeheim, and you'll get to 1,200 wins instead of 600. That's what I tell them. Thanks
Coach,
a lot.
thanks very much.
Yep, appreciate it.